Today's episode of TNC Movie Nights is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way to monetize your podcast. They help by giving podcasters just like us a flat rate for ad space, so you always know what you're going to get when you have an ad presented by Podgo. You can apply today and be immediately connected to advertisers that will fit your audience. Just go to podgo.co, that's Podgo.co, and when you go there, there's a little box that says, "How did you hear about Podgo?" Make sure you let them know the movie night sent you. Look at that face. That's the face of welcome to TNC Movie Nights Review right there.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome to TNC Movie Nights, the review. We don't even call it that. I don't know why I gestured like that, but that right there is the face of it. We watched The Grinch, the live action The Grinch. It's actually How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's the real name, but you know the movie. What'd you think, Brandon?
I forgot how much I actually enjoyed this movie. I know I put it in my top 5 of our top 5 Christmas movie show that came out on Wednesday, but it is really good. Like I always just think Christmas movies are kind of just cheesy and to get you in the holiday spirit, but The Grinch is a fun time, and it really does just show that that was just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and I love that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, all in all, the movie was really enjoyable, and I'm surprised how well that movie holds up every year, honestly.
Yes, that's a really good point, because with the Jim Carrey thing, I said it on the Wednesday's episode, and I'll say it in this one. Whether you're a fan of his, a super fan, not a fan, whatever it might be, he just is a master of physical comedy. If that's not your bag, I get it. But if it is, he is like the bar that has been set for our sort of age group, where it's just, if it comes to physical comedy, it's Jim Carrey. And you put him in a big, green, furry get-up that he had, and you just let him kind of go, and this is what you get, and it's great. And it really does hold up. They even had some like older, like definitely adult humor in there that kind of slides by. And when kids movies try to do that, they don't always age well. But this one, I remember there was one line that really made me laugh, and it was when they were talking about how people in Whoville get babies. And there was a baby at the door, and he was like, "Our baby, yeah." It's like, "Our baby's here. Looks like your boss." That's hilarious.
So good. That is so funny. And I agree, because a lot of that humor usually, as you said, doesn't age very well, because it is kind of, a little maybe racy or something like that. And that one was just like, it sat in a good ballpark for that kind of movie still, for an adult joke. So really did appreciate that one a lot. And I mean, I was again surprised, because that wasn't even the only moment I genuinely laughed out loud in the movie, because there are just some good moments that Jim Carrey with the physical humor does very well, but then just the writing in the movie does a great job too. So there really is a lot to the movie to like, and it's just this is the first time watching it where it hit me of, wow, he is in literally a fur felt suit in this. How just the uncomfortableness of that, because a lot of the time nowadays it's strictly it's CGI. A lot of the CGI are just a green screen suit pretty much when they do certain things like this, and it really does feel like he is just in a suit the whole time. So I just kudos to him for making it through that whole movie without dying of a heat stroke.
Have you heard some of the things that he had to do while filming?
I feel like I've heard some things in the past, but I really don't remember them.
He was like trained by like a Navy SEAL who specialized in training other SEALs how to deal with like torture situations. Wow. He went through like torture training, and he said he was just like sitting in makeup doing all of those techniques while also just like chain smoking as much as he could just to get through it. And I think he said he had one of those like those long sticks that you see like a classy woman in like a 40s movie.
Yeah.
She just got like the long stick, and then there's the cigarette at the end. Just imagine Jim Carrey half fringed up with one of those going through his Navy SEAL torture training just for a kids movie.
You know, I know
Man,
people do complain about how
good.
much, people make in the celebrity and the actor world at times in comparison to other jobs. But sometimes you really think like it's not just joking around acting all the time. There is a lot of strenuous stuff they have to go through, and moments like that for Jim Carrey, I mean, I can get where his, maybe a little goofy craziness comes from, and I'm glad that he was able to make it through for that movie, because I couldn't imagine any other actor playing the Grinch in that film.
Nah. What are some of your favorite parts from the movie? Just like off the top of your head, 2 or 3 that just always make you really, really laugh.
A big one for me is always the more of like the ending ceremony, like the award portion of it. And it's not even just like the laughter part, but the kind of realization right before that into that. So it's just after that scene. And then when the realization when he's back up on the mountain, that like his heart grows 3 times bigger. Like that's one of the just feel good moments of the movie. And then just for like the laughing and stuff, I mean, again, it's all physical comedy, so a lot of it does get me. But the when like Cindy Lou Who goes to visit him up at his mountain, and then she gets shot down the slide and everything, and she's just laughing about it the whole time. Like it's the little things like that in the film that are just great.
Mm-hmm. The thing that always gets me is when he's in the mailroom and they're just screaming back and forth. That one,
that's right.
It's even in the Netflix trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That one always makes me laugh so hard. And then pretty much anytime he's in the cave, and it's just him and Max, and it really is just like Jim Carrey just being Jim Carrey. They just threw him in a prop room and went go nuts, and it's so great. Even just the stupid stuff, like the first time we see him in there, and the way he like jumps on the bed. Like he just went off the top rope with an elbow out at WrestleMania or something, and he's just dive bombing it. You're like, that's still just a prop, and that's still just a dude, but he is committed to this.
Oh yeah,
and I appreciate it. So all that stuff, man, it's always so funny to me.
And again, it does surprise me how well the movie does age, because if you try to recreate this or just make a movie kind of goofy physical humor today, I just don't think it would land. I don't think movies like that really work anymore. And I get it, because we had a lot of those in the late 90s, early 2000s with Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, and I'm sure there's other actors that I'm just not thinking of at the moment. But it's just so weird to see how a movie like that can, again, hold up when I don't think a movie like that could be made again. At least right now, maybe the next 10, 20 years.
That's tough. They definitely can't make another Grinch. They tried that, and that was a miserable failure.
Yeah, it was like 2012, 2010, maybe?
No, it was like 2 years ago.
Oh my!
Last year. Not last year.
No, I think it was like 2016.
The animated one?
Yeah, no, I think I looked it up, and it was like 2016, 2018, something like that.
Okay.
It was like
18, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if that seems way too far. Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Get on the old Google for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Benedict Cumberbatch, and it was so forgettable, and none of it mattered. But this one, stuff matters, and it's good, and it lasts, and it makes you happy, and it makes you think, and it makes you laugh, and it makes you feel, and it's just good. There is one thing though, and I'll ask you this, and if you need a second to think about it, totally take it. But if there's one thing that is, I don't know, something you would change, something you find off-putting, something you don't like, what would you say that is about this movie, if there is one?
Yeah, I did find that it was 2018 for The Grinch, so you were right on that one. I'll think a little bit about it, but as I think, I do have a question for you, because I know you stated that the animated Grinch was your favorite. That's, it was number 1 on your list, and this Grinch live action didn't get into your list, partially because you already had a Grinch movie in there. After watching this one, I guess, how close are those two in comparison to each other?
They're both, like, above good. So, it's not, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Jim Carrey Grinch versus the 1966 animated Grinch. They're both good. And honestly, after watching it again, I could probably knock out Scrooged, or maybe even it flips up with Jack Frost. It's really
Okay.
good. I really like it.
Yeah.
I just kept it off maybe unnecessarily because I had the animated Grinch on there, so I felt like you can't have two Grinch movies. You can, because who cares, because it's a list. So yeah, honestly, this one probably knocks Scrooge off, so it creeps into there. But I just love the animated one so much. And like I said, that's not to take away from this one. It's very good. It's great. I love it. But that animated one, it just like, oh, it's the perfect Christmas movie for me.
No, I can definitely understand. And I don't know. I mean, thinking about it a little bit more, I guess maybe I would have liked to see a little bit more about Whoville and just Cindy Lou Who, her character, a little bit more. Those are probably that's really it. I just would have liked more movie because it's only like an hour and 44 minutes or something like that. So we're so accustomed to having movies at 2:20 at this point. So, adding an extra 20 minutes to the movie to kind of just develop Whoville a little bit more. It got some good development in the beginning of the movie and then like 2/3 of the way through, but just a little bit more would have been really nice. Maybe even like a jump forward 5 years to see like where's the Grinch now, like what's his life like. Something in that realm would have been really cool. But yeah, honestly, I would probably say this one just jumped because it was fifth on my list. I would say it probably does move up above Harold and Kumar, Christmas, and then The Night Before. So yeah, I did forget how much I really did enjoy this movie.
It's good. There's always one thing for me where I just watch it and it makes me kind of cringe a little bit, and it's the introduction to the Grinch. I love the way he is introduced, but the characters that they use to introduce him, like the very over the top high school stereotypes that they have. You know what I'm talking about when it's like Cindy Lou Who's like older brother or whoever he is. They find him later and they're all hair's blown out and snowy. It's not even the over the top high schooliness to him. It's just they're so like visibly off putting with the noses and the makeup and so you very quickly get over that because it's Whoville. That's what people look like in Whoville. You get used to it, but seeing like a 30-year-old dude trying to be like a 16-year-old dude with a jacked up face, every time I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, they do look like that, don't they? Huh. And then as soon as they're down the mountain, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. I don't care anymore. Yeah. It's that one scene where I'm just like, oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. I even wrote it down. I forgot what I said. It's always so off-putting to see their faces. That's what I wrote. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. And that is being so pedantic and nitpicky. But
no, totally understandable. I mean, it is a very good movie. There's very little to really kind of dismiss about it. So no, I'm glad we both enjoyed it, and it was definitely fun. I know next week we do have the Watchathon coming up. We're doing a horror movie this month. We've kind of narrowed it down. I know for what we kind of discussed. So yeah, we'll let you guys know what it'll be, and you of course will see the episode coming out next Wednesday, and then the little review portion next Saturday as well. But yeah, I'm excited. I do love the watchathons, and then of course the week after we got bloopers and Wonder Woman. It'll be so exciting.
That's great. It's great that we're gonna sandwich that with fun. Like we watched The Grinch, we talked about Christmas. We're gonna have a bloopers episode. We're gonna review Wonder Woman. But why? It's Christmas, man. Why are we? It's Merry Christmas, not Scary Christmas. What are we doing here, man?
I feel like we should watch Krampus because I've actually heard it's pretty good. My girlfriend just watched it today, and she's like, "This might be one of my favorite like Christmas themed movies." So we need to watch a Christmas movie. Sorry, a scary movie, and we could at least wrap it with it being Christmas horror. So yeah, maybe we will do that.
Do you know what my favorite Krampus fact is?
What?
I actually heard this while watching an episode of Game Grumps, so I don't want to take any credit for this.
That's awesome.
But it's that Krampus spelled backwards is sup, Mark.
That's awesome.
It's so stupid. I love it so much.
I do like Game Grumps a lot, and I'm glad that came from them.
Oh my god. Oh god, it was so great. hearing it the first time, I was like crying, laughing, because it's funny, but it's also just true. So maybe we'll watch something, Mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the other two we were talking about were like Us or Insidious. Or
Yeah, Insidious, Us, and then Krampus is now kind of thrown in there too since Christmas. So it definitely would be a bad idea. We'll discuss it, figure it out. But yeah, of course, you guys will see that next week. We'll be recording it probably Sunday or Monday night. And of course, if you want to follow us on all social media, just go ahead and go to thenerdchambers.com. It should be in the link down in the description. Real quick and easy, you can see a bunch of stuff on there from getting to know each person of the Nerd Chambers. We've got, of course, the two of us for TNC Movie Nights. We have This Week in Gaming, just kind of our general news show. We got Commander and You. We do Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering openings. All that fun, cool stuff. And, hey, if you like us enough and if you want to get a little gift for yourself this Christmas, we do have, of course, merch. Got TNC Auto right here. Alex over there has the TNC Movie Nights, the two of us on that shirt. We will be having a new logo coming out relatively soon. I'm still getting all that worked out right now. So we do have a couple new things coming out in the works for early 2021. And, we also have 2 giveaways. Don't forget about those. Twitch.tv/TNC Penguin. That's my Twitch. Once we hit 100 followers, we're getting pretty close. We're giving away a Phantom Rage Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster box, 24 packs, sealed booster box. Or if we hit 500 followers on the Facebook page, facebook.com/TNC Penguin. And then we also have a $100 PSN gift card on twitch.tv/thenerdchambers. Once we hit 250 followers there, about 80-ish more followers roughly. And once we hit that, we'll be giving away the $100 PSN gift card. So, it's been fun. Again,
pretty sweet.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We just want to give you guys stuff, and once movies start coming back and we can, give away movie tickets, we'd love to do that as well, or just like cool little movie bundle combo things. So we'll go and get that figured out real soon for everyone. But Alex,
I hit the desk really hard with my knee.
Yeah.
Ow. I'm in pain. He's Brandon. Bye.